how do we know we're making an impact? Whether or not we're really making a difference. These are questions that kind of keep me up at night in terms of what we've been doing day in and day out with the foundation. As a finance professional, I've been trained to be very results oriented, to measure progress and outcomes based on the right metrics, manage risks and downsides, to maintain a strategic focus on the company's objectives and vision. So naturally, I try to, bring that into what we're doing in the foundation. But at the end of the day, the CEO Foundation aims to make the world a better place through the hearts and minds of our youth. This mission, our vision, is the biggest, most ambitious thing I've taken on in my life. It's scary. So how do I know if we're doing what we set out to do? Last Sunday, I went to Mass, and the message was that God asks us to trust. And faith inherently requires trust. But as humans, we're inclined to doubt. Double check. All week, this lesson was in the back of my mind. And at first, I kept thinking, God was asking me to trust him with my kids. And one of the things I realized was that over the last 4 years, what I think about them up there, I think about them being with my mom, placing all my trust in my mom, because that's just what I've always done for so long. And even after realizing this, I still felt, there was something else he was trying to tell me, or something else I was supposed to learn. And meanwhile, the other thing that was nagging me all week was this very moment. What would I have to say to you all today? What results do I have to report? How do I show you that we really are making a lasting impact? How do I provide you with the assurance that we've been good stewards of your generosity? And then I realized it ultimately comes down to trust. Trust in our nonprofit partners. Trust in our community. Trust in my team. Trust in your continued support. And finally, the hardest thing is trusting myself. As a parent, there are things you think you'll do differently. And growing up, I was led to think A's are good and B's are bad. Asian household, what can I say? But when it came to my own kids, I later realized that I wanted to simply encourage them to do their best. And I think we often think about accountability as an external measure. But honestly, the most important person you have to answer to is yourself. And so I used to tell the kids, all you can really do is your best. And I remember one time when Edison was asking me if I was proud of him. And before answering him, I asked him how he felt. And he said, I did my best, and I feel proud. And I responded, that I'm proud of you too, son. So coming back to, how do we know we're making an impact? In just a moment, we've got a video that'll, convey some of that. But honestly, I think the answer is how could we not? How could it not be a good investment to invest in our kids and the future? I'm so grateful for all y'all, the support, the prayers. But today what I really wanted to do is to ask you all for your trust and faith in our mission. Trust that we're planting the seeds to make a meaningful and positive impact. Trust that we're doing our best. I often think about what it would be like when I'm called to join my kids in heaven. And one of the things I imagine is asking them if they're proud of me. I hope the answer is yes, because it's been so hard. But I really have tried my best every single day. Thank y'all.